Hey everybody, welcome to the Coffee Run Live. It is I for whatever episode we're up to, a big one, 245 I think. Really awesome to host you all today. Now, what I wanted to chat with you about today was this abundance thinking versus scarcity thinking, and where sometimes the scarcity thinking will sneak in like insidious, toxic waste, kind of like leaching through the water unbeknownst to ourselves. It sounds really and it's meant to, because scarcity thinking, as we know, is something that is insidious. It's a bit like, I guess, mold growing in the ceiling of somewhere that's really damp. You don't really know that it's there until it makes the roof fall in, the ceiling fall in, and then we know you've got a massive ass problem. So we want to nip it in the bud as quickly as we can. Hey everyone, welcome. So abundance thinking, to start with, is where we are focusing and thinking our attention and our concentration on the good things, right? On what we can do, on what the positive good results are, on really looking at ways of being able to bring in prosperity to us in whichever way, shape or form that is coming into your worlds or into your life. Now, this could be in your health, it could be in your business, it could be in your money, it could be in your energy, in your relationships, any number of ways. So abundance thinking is where we're really believing that, and stepping into a big faith area actually, that we are going to be essentially taken care of, right? By God, universe, source, whatever language or word that you subscribe to. An abundance mindset, to use a really typical kind of analogy, is like a cup half full way of looking at the world. Now, the opposite for that is scarcity mindset, scarcity thinking. So scarcity thinking is where, like no matter what I do, I always wake up tired. Or it could be, it doesn't matter how much money I seem to bring, it all just kind of like goes out. It goes out the window. Might be where I wake up tired every day and I'm just exhausted. Where the sneaky, they're all pretty obvious, right? But where the sneaky little scarcity mindset things come in, hey Bonnie, is when we're usually just speaking in a general sort of manner. Now, it could be where, you know what, people just won't even buy my stuff. Or it doesn't seem to really matter what I do. Nobody buys when I launch something new. Or no one responds to my emails. Or you're stating these things often as fact, as factual information. Now, there's a couple of things here. Now, it might have been true in the past that, maybe you did go and launch something and people didn't buy. Maybe you did go and do something and it didn't work out. Maybe you did bring money in and then it all went out again. So that may have been true. But the very second that you state it again in the now as if it's fact, it cements and embeds in your reality. So if you're going around saying, I just don't know, like one of the things that has come up, I've set my 30-day challenge people. We're halfway through round 2 in the 30-day radical implementation challenge. And I've set them a Facebook Live challenge within this productivity process that we're working through at the moment. And I set them a challenge to go live every single day on their business page as a live stream. And one of the things that often gets said that I'll pull them up on is, I just don't know what to say today. Now, do you think that's an abundance mindset or a scarcity mindset? I just can't think of anything to say. Well, usually the thing that you've just been talking about is the thing to go and do a live about. So case in point today, that we were discussing an issue, and then the next thing I asked was, okay, so you're going to do your live today, and this person said, but I don't know what I'm going to do it on. I'm like, okay. So that is a sneaky scarcity mindset issue. I don't have any new ideas. I can't think of anything to say. I'm not sure what it is that I need to say. I'm going to send these emails and no one opens them anyway. I go and put up these posts and nobody clicks like, nobody comments, nobody shares. I go and do a live stream and nobody's going to watch it anyway. They are all embedding that scarcity mindset. So there's a couple of things that I want you to do. One of them is I want you to like maybe put a rubber band on your hand or a hair tie. And every time, and this is going to require you to be hyper self-aware. Anytime you think, oh yeah, like that, you know, that, oh yeah, like a bit of a face twist, there's a bit of a clue right there that you're about to step into scarcity zone. Snap yourself on the wrist and go, no, rewiring that. And I want you to capture somewhere, whether it's on a piece of paper, whether it's in your journal, whether it's in your phone, I don't care where, what was the thought that you had, and then how are you going to reframe it and rewire it? So something that I'm a big believer in and a massive advocate for is writing in what it is that you want. So people always respond to my stuff. People always open my emails. People always attend my live streams. People always comment on my stuff. People always click like, comment, share. People always do this. People always do that. You know, we want to really frame and rewire our bodies to focus on the abundance and the prosperity side of things versus the scarcity side of things. Because if you're going into a live stream, for example, like, oh, nobody's going to fucking watch it anyway. Well, that energy kind of leaks like that toxic bloom that I was talking about before, kind of leaks into your live, and probably nobody will watch it. Now, if you subscribe to the belief that we get to create our own reality and we get to think our reality into existence, which I personally do subscribe to, I'm not as good yet as what I would like to be with creating that, but I'm a massive advocate for it, and I've seen amazing results since really focusing my attention and my energy in such a way. Like it's really kind of creepy in some ways, actually. But the thing is that the more that we can focus on that, the more that we can actually start to see the abundance. We start to see the prosperity. We start to see the opulence. We start to see the gifts in what it is that's being shown to us. We start to be grateful for what it is that we've got and for what is coming to us. Now, another little sneaky thing that came up that I thought would be really great to share with you guys. Oh, good, Bonnie. I'm glad you agree. Awesome. Was like, you know, if you think there was an issue that was raised where, could you imagine like me coming out, I guess, and saying, hey guys, you know what, we've all got a choice, right? You've got a choice whether or not you're going to be visible or whether you're not going to be visible. Now, if you choose to not be visible, then that's fine. It is your choice. That is absolutely okay. If you do choose to step up and be visible, then these are some things that you can do. Right? So these are some things that you can do from your mindset. These are some things you can do from your positioning, from building your presence, from building platform, from building notoriety, for refining your voice, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, it's your choice. Now, if I firmly put that choice back in your hands, rather than me sitting here feeling like, you know, or taking my job to be something of a convincing mechanism, right? I don't believe that I have to convince anyone that you need to be visible. Is pretty freaking obvious, you know, in the world of the online world and visibility and social media and this, that, and the other. Like, I don't have to convince you. But the choice is yours. And I will keep putting that choice back in your lap, going, you know what, if you want to do this, then that's great, but you've got to freaking commit and you've got to be consistent and you've got to focus on abundance and prosperity and opulence and that you're going to be able to get what it is that you want. Because if you're thinking about it from the other way, then it's actually going to create a repulsion energy rather than an attraction energy. So scarcity is a repulsion energy and abundance is an attraction energy. So if I put the choice back in your hands, even if you're an existing client of mine, you know what? I might lose fans. I might lose followers. I might lose subscribers. I might lose clients. And that's okay, because I believe that in an abundance world, there is so many people out there that require and need my help. And sometimes people will move on. And it's like, I don't take it personally, but I do, it makes me sad. You know, if a client decides to move on, that makes me, you know, I care about you guys. I genuinely care about you and your business and your future and what it is that you're doing. But it's not up to me to try and hold you and retain you to keep you with me, because that would be a scarcity mindset, right? think about a retention activity. So banks usually, for example, they don't try and retain a client unless that client says, hey, I'm looking at going somewhere else. And like, oh shit, quick, let's reduce their interest rate. So they'll try and retain them, and they'll try and like drag that client back into the fold. To me, I think that there is one argument for retention, that there's another argument for saying, well, actually, you know what, if someone feels like their time is done and you're doing the right thing by them and you've given them everything that you could possibly give them, then that comes into an abundance perspective, because you're sitting there like, and I hope that you're all sitting there going, you know what, there are so many people to go around. There is so much to come my way. And sometimes it's the clearing out of the old people that make the space for the new people. So there's that, right? So that's a little sneaky scarcity mindset thing that can come up at various different times. If you're ever sitting there worrying like, oh my God, what if this person leaves? Oh my God, what if this student goes? Oh my gosh, what if I don't get any more classes? Oh my gosh, what if this happens? Oh my gosh, what if this happens? Well, the more you worry about that, scarcity thinking, the more you worry about that, the more you're likely to actually repel what it is that you really want. So be really, really clear on where your abundance mindset is sitting and where your scarcity mindset is sitting. An abundance mindset or a positive mindset or a resourceful mindset, I believe, are all kind of one and the same. So resourceful is where you're looking for the best way for you to be able to behave in this situation. And sometimes it's about cutting people loose, right? Sometimes it's not actually about trying to like hold them in, because where there's more of that, there's more where that came from, there's more where that came from. If you go and look out on a flower bush, let's say on a rose bush, and you go and chop off the roses, then that makes space for the new flowers to come in. If you go and deadhead a rose bush, it makes space for the new buds to bloom and for the new flowers to really flourish and come about. Just because you cut that rose off doesn't mean that you're not going to then get more flowers. It doesn't mean that tree, that plant is now cucked and dead and done and dusted. No. There is more where that came from. So with some good fertilizer, with lots of watering, with lots of love and kind attention, that plant is actually going to flourish and flourish and flourish. So with your social media and with your live streams and with your emails and with your blogs, what I really, really encourage you to do is very strongly sink more and more into trusting what it is that you're talking about. Trust in your content, trust in your processes, trust in your voice, trust in your certainty, trust in what it is that you're putting out there, because that really is like the epitome of an abundance mindset. Now, if you think sometimes that you might go and put something out there, and if you're hesitant to talk about something, then go and have a look at it. And is it because you're worried about losing some fans? So the case in point for that would be, I put up a post yesterday, last night actually, about a guy that was being a douche. Yesterday online, I spoke about it a little bit in the live stream yesterday as well. And I wrote the blog, and I actually journaled on it first, and I wrote the blog up, and I'm like, we could get into the not all men discussion, and that can lead to one thing or another. Should I, my questioning was, should I post this up? What's the intention for doing this? And is it helpful? Is this actually going to serve people? And my thinking was yes. It ticked all of the boxes. And I thought, where's the resistance? Why am I hesitant? Or why was I second guessing putting it up? And it was because it was, in my mind, it felt a little bit like it could be almost controversial, because I was like naming and shaming this guy, even though he taunted me and suggested that I did. It was kind of like, well, are people going to unlike my page? Might people unsubscribe? Might people might not agree with me? And I was like, well, if that's really what I'm worried about, then that's even more reason to actually put it up. That is the biggest reason to put it up, because I fully trust in what comes out of my journal. I fully trust that what comes out of my blogging needs to get put up. I fully trust and believe that whatever it is, that if I believe that I'm being of service, if I believe that I'm saying the right thing, if I believe wholeheartedly that I'm taking a stand, then that thing needs to really be shared. And you know what? If I lose some people from my page, then so be it. That's fine. If they're going to leave me, if they're going to unlike my page because of that, that's fine. It's their choice. Remember at the start of this live stream, I was talking about putting the choice square back into their hands. I always encourage you to take control of your own social media news feeds. I always encourage you to take control over your inbox. Have the things in there that are uplifting you, motivating you, inspiring you, spurring you into action, educating you, entertaining you, being the thing that creates that positive, abundant mindset in you, rather than having a news feed that is curated to go, oh, this happened over in the world, or this is really bad, the end of the internet is nigh, or all coaches are bad, or the health system is in dire straits. Now, I'm not saying that stuff is not important, perhaps in some people's worlds, but if you've got all of this scarcity, this fear-mongering, this crap coming at you, then you're naturally probably going to start to look at more of that, and that's just really not okay. So block that shit out. Start to focus on abundance. Start to bring in the things that are uplifting, motivating, educating, inspiring, and entertaining you, in order to help you do more of what you're here to do, to help you to help whatever it is that's going to help to spur you into action, whatever it is that's going to help propel you forward. Take another step, go put another post up, go do another live stream, go share another opinion, go write another blog, go do whatever it is, so that you can be in service of your audience, so that you can be of service for your people, so that you can show up and create a difference in the world and in your world, right? That's how we've got to be really freaking vigilant around that. The same way that you are vigilant around protecting your children, the same way that you are vigilant about protecting your phone, the same way you're vigilant about making sure that no one can just walk into your home and steal your shit. We've got to be vigilant around our abundance mindset as well, because that is one of the keys to you being able to access that really amazing energy, so that you can show up and say what needs to be said and do what needs to be freaking done. All right. Sermon is over. Just to let you know, I just made the stream just went my words ran out. So on that note, what I want you to do is have a journal handy, have a piece of paper handy, have your phone handy, have something handy, so that when you are, and put that little snap band on your wrist, so that if you find yourself worrying, if you find yourself going, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that, come back to trust, snap that, put it down, say, look, I might have been worried about this thing, and then how are you going to reframe it? How are you going to rewire it, so that you can eliminate any, and as much as we can, eliminate any sort of scarcity thinking out of your world, because you deserve better than that. Your audience deserves better than that. Your results deserve better than that. Your energy deserves better than that. Everybody in your whole entire world deserves that version of you who is sometimes delusionally abundant, sometimes delusionally positive, right? And I'm happy to take the delusional crown and wear that shit all day if that's what it takes to really keep being of service. And we know that when we're doing that, the financial abundance, that financial wheel starts to turn and starts to bring in more money. It starts to bring in more clients. It starts to bring in more visibility. It starts to bring in more results. But you've got to take action to make that stuff happen, right? It doesn't just happen on its own. So be hyper aware of your thoughts today. I'd love to hear how you go with this, actually. If you're willing to share, that'd be really cool. Hey, Joe. So get out there. Go help some people do the things that you need to do. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to share with you the link for you, so that you can jump on my free version of the $1 Million Success Mindset Visualizations, journal hacks and meditation series. It is totally free. for you to get your little taster. And if you want the full 30-day version, then there's, you know, you guys will get the emails. You'll see how you can go ahead and buy that should you choose to do so. And I actually, don't tell anyone, I threw in a sneaky second bonus video audio for you as well. It's essentially, it's a 30-day course, a 30-day mindset course. That's really cool. So I'm just popping the link in there now for you. As I said, it is completely free. $1 Million Success Mindset Meditations, Visualizations, and Journal Hacks Taster. Jump on it here. Let's see if I can spell that. Would definitely be helpful. All right, so that link is in there now. I'm not selling you anything today, just offering that for you for free of charge. There is some stuff going around at the moment with some events that I've got coming up. If you're curious to know a bit more about that, just message me. I'd love to share those with you. But otherwise, get out there, go kick some freaking ass. Okay, focus on abundance. Be hyper aware of your thinking and your thoughts, and I can't wait to hear what you come up with. But most of all, get out there, go help some people, be visible, have a whole lot of fun doing it, and remember the world is ready for your brand of awesomeness. I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Bye.